Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm doing another manga haul video because yesterday I went to Barnes & Noble's, the one near me, and they had a lot of manga that I really wanted to get because I don't see it on Right Stuff, and the last time I did see it in store, it kind of just disappeared the next day I went. So this was a lot of the manga that I wanted to get because it was either the first time I'm seeing it or another time that I'm seeing it back in stock. And then I went to another Barnes & Noble's today to take advantage of their selection and see what they had to go and fill in some of the gaps within my collection. So yesterday I bought a lot of manga, so because of that I decided to sign up for the Barnes & Noble's membership, which is a $25 sort of yearly subscription thing, and when you sign up for it you get a 20% off sort of sign up bonus. So I used that for this purchase because a lot of the volumes that I bought here are $13 or more. So when I save 20% on that, it's about like $10.40 I would pay for each volume, which is pretty good. And then for like the $9.99 volume I would save like $2. So every dollar counts. So yeah, very happy that I was able to sign up for it, especially when I was in store, because I've been debating on signing up for the Barnes & Noble's membership for so long, but I finally did it yesterday. So let me just go and show you what manga that I have been eagerly waiting to get. So first series I saw on the shelf, I was like, all right, I need to buy all of these because this is a series that is 100% up my alley and it has been talked about very positively within the sort of manga community. So and that series is Blue Flag. So I got volume 2. I've never seen volume 1 in store, but I just decided to go and get all of the ones that they had in stock there. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it like that. So that is volume 2. And then they had volume 3. I believe this is a romance slice of life drama. It might be a comedy, I'm not entirely sure, but I know that it has romance slice of life elements. So I also got volume 4. Volume 5. And then the last volume that they had was volume 7. So they didn't have volume 6, but they had 2 through 5 and 7. So I was just like, all right, I'll go and buy those and then see at the other Barnes & Nobles if I could go and get volume 6, which you will find out in just a little bit if they had it or not. The other manga that I wanted to get was one that was recently talked about on Giga's channel. He did like a little sponsored video on the manga, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this manga, but I was just never really too convinced on it. But Giga's video really sold me on it. And that is Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. So this is I believe a comedy manga about this guy who does this 9-to-5 job. He's like stuck, dead end job or whatever, and he's like, I hate my life. And then the zombie apocalypse happens, and then suddenly he is very happy, very excited, because now he has a bucket list of things that he wants to do while the zombie apocalypse is going on. So that just sounds really funny and really dumb and really stupid. And yeah, I'll just see if this first volume is up my alley, and I believe that there are more volumes on the way. So once those other volumes come out, I will definitely pick them up if I do like it, because this is a newer manga that isn't that popular, so it is kind of easy to go and get your hands on. Every single time I see this every single time I go into a Barnes & Noble's, they usually have this. Sometimes they don't, but Zom 100 is not a popular series, but I think is sort of getting on more people's radars these days. So very excited to go and pick that one up. These I was 100% going to get just because I know that this is a series that a lot of people are trying to buy, and including me. And I have the first volume ordered on Right Stuff. It's just sort of out of stock, back ordered. So whenever they have it, they will send it to me. But Barnes & Noble's, they had volume 2 of Chainsaw Man, and they also had volume 5 of Chainsaw Man. I don't really know how to describe this manga. A lot of people just say that it's really good. It's a really good Shonen Jump series, and if you know Shonen Jump stuff, it's a lot of action. And this one seems kind of insane. I mean, the title is literally Chainsaw Man, so I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of blood, a lot of gore, a lot of action. So but yeah, I'm very excited to go and have those because Chainsaw Man, along with Spy Family and Jujutsu Kaisen, are definitely the top 3 Shonen Jump series that are really hard to get right now. So I'm very happy that they had those in stock. This next one here, I was extremely surprised to see because this is a manga series that has been out of stock on Right Stuff for like ever. I've never seen it in stock just because of the recent boom of the anime adaptation and a lot of people sort of wanting to read the manga because the manga sort of fleshes out the characters more, the story more, etc. And it is Horimiya. And if you guys don't know what this series is, it is pretty much a romance comedy slice of life. About this girl named Hori-san and Miyamura-kun, and they both, happen to fall in love and start dating, and they're both in high school, and shenanigans happen, and it's pretty much about them having this other side to them outside of like their high school life. Everyone has like a side to them that they show up to work for, and then they show up to school for, and then they show up to their friends for. Everyone sort of puts on different faces, if you will, and this one sort of explores that aspect, and it's very interesting, and I really did like the anime adaptation, so I'm excited to go and see how much better the manga is, because the manga has been going on for a couple years now, and it recently just ended, and the anime sort of adapted, I'm not gonna say the good parts of the manga, but it's sort of just like summed it up within 13 episodes and sort of like shrunk it down, which is definitely not the best way to do a anime adaptation. I would much rather it just be adapted like fully, but just how they did it, I thought it was fine. I still enjoyed it for what it was, but I'm excited to go and see how this first volume sort of shapes up compared to the anime. So eventually I will get the rest of Horimiya. It's just that, like I said, it's a very hard series to sort of buy and get into just because of its popularity. The next one here, along with Chainsaw Man, are very hard Shonen Jump manga to get. So I decided to go and get these. Originally, I was sort of just gonna, like sit back and wait until I like caught up on the other stuff, but I might as well just buy them whenever I see them because I already have the first volume of it, and that is Jujutsu Kaisen. So this is volume 3. And yeah, so if you guys don't know what Jujutsu Kaisen is, it is pretty much the newest and greatest shonen, or maybe not greatest in some people's eyes, and then volume 10 of Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, it is pretty much the newest and most popular Shonen Jump series out right now just because of the anime adaptation. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed the anime, and I'm excited to go and read up on the manga because people say that the manga is just as good. So whenever I get the rest of those, I will, sort of get started on reading it. Because I do want to see what happens after Season 1, because I think that the characters, the story, everything like that, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty much like peak shonen, where like they know what they're doing and they know like how to make a good shonen series just because they've studied the other ones so well. Sort of like My Hero, but like I think Jujutsu Kaisen does it a little bit better and a little bit more tastefully within its like universe and context and everything like that. The last volume that I got here, or should I say the last manga that I got here from this first Barnes & Noble's trip, was sort of like a impulse purchase. I saw this on Right Stuff Anime, and then it sold out, and I was like, ooh, now I don't want to order it on there because it's going to take a while to get in. So I was glad that they had this there, and this one is very interesting. It's called I Think Our Son is Gay, and it's pretty much about this guy who like is gay, and like his mom thinks that like he's gay because like he says certain things about like he wants a boyfriend and all of this other stuff, and it's very interesting. As you can tell with my bookmark here, I am sort of like reading it. What chapter am I on? I sort of stopped midway through a chapter. I think I'm on chapter 11 now, or chapter 10, somewhere around there. And like the chapters are pretty short, as you can tell. There's like 21 chapters in a single volume. But yeah, it's a very funny sort of like slice of life sort of thing. I mean, it's a very easy read. Like the situations that the son and the mom get into at home are very funny, and everyone is sort of entitled to how they feel about other people. And I think that this guy sort of trying to figure out if or her mom, or his mom I should say, trying to figure out if he's actually gay or not, or if he's just like misspeaking or whatever. I'm sure that this is gonna get more wholesome and more sort of understanding from the guy's perspective, because for the most part this manga is told from the mom's perspective, and we get to hear her thoughts and sort of see you know, how she's taking it in when like he like misspeaks about wanting a boyfriend and all of this other stuff. It's funny, it's wholesome, like it's weird too, but you know, it is what it is. It's fun. I like it. Anyways, so the second trip is the Barnes & Noble's location that I went to today. It was a little further out. I was doing some errands today, so I was just like, well, let me just go to this Barnes & Noble's because why not? Let me just go and see what selection that they have. And on top of that, there were a couple of manga volumes that I wanted to get on this first trip, but I wanted to wait to see if my local comic book stores had them, because I want to go and support them first before I support Barnes & Noble's. But Barnes & Noble's had these newer volumes first, so yeah. Anyways, first volume that I got here was obviously a must because I just bought the other ones. Blue Flag Volume 6. They didn't have Volume 1. If they had Volume 1, I obviously would have bought it. But Volume 1 I bought on Amazon, and that's going to show up within like the first couple weeks of June. But anyways, Blue Flag Volume 6. If you can tell, there's a crease there. That's me. I accidentally like shoved it in my bag like in the wrong way, and then the front page or the front of the cover sort of got bent over. It is what it is. I am kind of upset with myself over that, but I'll live with it. It's not that big of a deal. As long as I know that I did it and it wasn't something that, you know, like I was in the store, I picked it up on the shelf, and then, you know, I didn't realize it until I got home or something like that. You know, like I know that I personally did that because of just how I was like shoving it in my bag. But anyways, next one I got here is a Chainsaw Man Volume 3. This Barnes & Noble's had a ton of Volume 5s and only a couple of Volume 3s, which is kind of interesting because my local location had a couple of Volume 2s, but now I have Volume 3. So now all I need is Volume 1 to come in the mail, and then I need to find Volume 4. Next ones I got here is more Jujutsu Kaisen. I almost walked past these because I was sort of like browsing their section. It's all on one wall, and instead of like the two sections that my local Barnes & Noble's had. So I was just looking at the wall, like going through like each section, and I forgot to go through the J's like thoroughly. So I was glad that I went back because they had Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 2, which I can now actually start reading Volumes 1, 2, and 3 because I have all those. Then they also had Volume 8, which I believe is where the anime ends. Let me just go and check. If I spoil myself, it is what it is, but I'm pretty sure this is where Season 1 of the anime ends. It looks like I am kind of correct. And then a little bit of it does go into some newer material. I believe so. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm skimming it too fast. But I'm pretty sure I read online that the first season of the anime ends around Volume 8, maybe even Volume 7. But yeah, actually, yeah, it does end around here. Actually, the anime, yeah. Just going through the first couple of pages of the first chapter within this volume. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Very popular, very good shonen series, and I can see why it is so goddamn popular. These two volumes I wanted to go and get at my local comic shops, but they didn't have them. I guess Barnes & Noble's has the sort of like exclusive sort of early access to them. But first one here is My Hero Volume 28. They had so many of these. They literally had a whole row on their bookshelf of just Volume 28. And I was like, okay, well, at least I can now pick and choose which one I want, because, you know, when they have multiple volumes on the shelf, you want to go and pick the best one, especially if you're a collector like myself, to make sure that the volume is in the best shape that it can be, you know, like the sort of spine, because sometimes the printing of the spine sort of overlaps on one side over another. But this one seems to be in pretty good shape, and yeah, I'm very excited to go and catch up on more My Hero Academia, because I enjoy reading the manga more than watching the anime. I think because I'm reading it, it goes a lot faster, and I'm able to, you know, sort of consume the story in a faster fashion. Not to say that the anime is bad, it's just that I like to, you know, sort of get in all of these sort of My Hero stuff faster, just because I think the anime goes a little slow for my taste. I'm not sure if that's just me or whatever, but anyways. Next one we got here is Demon Slayer Volume 22. We only have one more volume until the end of Demon Slayer, which is kind of crazy. Demon Slayer is by far my favorite modern shonen series. I love it so much. And I was very happy to see that the Mugen Train movie is doing so well and a lot of people are enjoying it. I haven't seen it yet because I don't want to go in theaters, but when it comes out on digital, I will be sure to watch it. I already know what happens, obviously, because I did read the manga from volume 7 up until now, because volume 7 is where the Mugen Train arc starts. So yeah, volume 22, then we got volume 23. So I am very excited to go and read up on this because the way volume 21 ended was very interesting. So I want to go and see what happens next. So hopefully I will not get spoiled by the last volume's contents by the time it comes out in August or whatever. So yeah, volume 22 of Demon Slayer. Last one I got here was sort of like a impulse purchase. I did not expect myself to buy this, but I know that I have the first volume and the second volume of this, so I was like, well, this is the second volume, or I have the first and third volume of this sort of like 3-in-1 set, so I was like, well, this is the second volume, I'm pretty sure, and this one's out of stock on Right Stuff, so they have it in Barnes & Nobles, and it's a little beat up, it's not in the best shape, but I'll take it for what it is because it is a 3-in-1, so I'm not too picky on 3-in-1s, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is apparently a lot darker, a lot grittier, and I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. Honestly, it was by far one of my favorite like cartoons / anime growing up. So yeah, I have the second volume of the 3-in-1 set. This one has volumes 4, 5, and 6. And what I mean by beat up, you can see that like on the bottom it has like sort of like shelfware. Then on top of that, I just noticed this sort of like indent on here. I didn't see it in store because honestly the lighting in that Barnes Nobles was kind of dark. But yeah, I'm very excited to go and see you know, how different the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is from the anime. So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! 3-in-1 volume 2. So yeah, that is my two little hauls from Barnes & Nobles. This one was from today and this one was from yesterday. 20% off on this pile, 10% off on this pile because of the membership. The totals for both of those are on your screen right now. Pretty sure I spent over 100 here and then less than 100 here. I very much budgeted myself on this trip compared to this one. This one I was very much like, well, they have this stuff that I don't see often, so I'm just gonna buy it and then sort of try to budget my other manga trip here, you know, sort of less than that, because you know I don't want to go over what I want to spend. So yeah, you know, obviously budgeting and making sure that you have enough money to pay your bills and all this other stuff is important. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have not already, you can subscribe and put new videos up on Saturdays. If you guys want to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, try to find updates to my future videos. Check out my podcast, the Travis and Dane podcast. We put out a new episode every other week. We talk about games, movies, and anime on there at anchor.fm/Travis and Dane podcast. And yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again. I'll see you guys next time with more videos.